Welcome to Triumph IAS. It's a daily mains practice question and answer series. This program is exclusively designed for UPSC CSE aspirants. In this video discussion, we will discuss UPSC CSE mains previous 25-year questions. Question number 1. There arose a serious challenge to the democratic state system between the two world wars. Evaluate the statement. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. After World War I, in the political reconstruction of Europe, republics replaced many monarchies. The war gave to the development of political democracy in Europe and to its alternative, fascism. The main body of the answer should be: several challenges to democratic state system emerged in interwar years, such as: Number 1. In Italy, the nation at war, as a working model of a new society, was the inspiration for the work of the ex-nationalists who were instrumental in erecting the fascist totalitarian state. Number 2. Rise of ultranationalism promoted militarism in international politics. Number 3. Rise of Hitler to power in Germany led to ban of communism and suspension of constitution. Number 4. After the First World War, despotism were the biggest threat. Number 5. Due to Great Depression, economic system and markets were deteriorated and traditional industries and their production was disturbed. Number 6. Monarchs were not willing to give up their hereditary rights even at the cost of wars. Number 7. People were not confident about the success of democratic state system due to lack of awareness about democratic system. Conclusion of the answer is: by the outbreak of World War II in 1939, the majority of the once democratic states of Central and Eastern Europe had been forcibly annexed by stronger neighbors, or had severely curtailed their democracy, or had lost it outright. But after the Second World War, democratic institutions proved that they can ensure peace and prosperity in the world if nurtured by people of the region through their popular leaders. Question number 2. To what extent, in your view, the Parliament is able to ensure accountability of the executive in India? Let's start with the introduction of the answer. In a parliamentary form of government, such as we have, the function of Parliament is to legislate, advise, criticize, and ventilate the public grievances, and that of the executive, to govern. The main body of the answer should be: a country requires laws for the maintenance of public order, for facilitating economic and its social process, and for ensuring a sound and efficient administration. The executive for the most part proposes the legislation necessary for the imprimatur, after due deliberation and debate, and suggesting modifications whenever necessary. Control over finance, the power to levy or modify taxes, the voting of supplies and grants, and ventilating people's grievances are the exclusive prerogatives of Parliament. It is through these powers that Parliament enforces the responsibility of the executive to itself and to the people in the ultimate analysis. Parliament must respect the executive, and the executive must feel parliamentary influence all the time. Conclusion of the answer is: so long as this equilibrium is maintained, there is every reason to believe that the government of the country will be carried on in accordance with the wishes of the people. The success of our system lies in our having in fact this happy balance and blending. Question number 3. Elaborate the scope and significance of the food processing industry in India. Let's start with the introduction of the answer. Scope of food processing industries in India. In India, there is a great scope of food processing industries, and for this reason, during the period March 2017 to April 2000, India has received around $7.54 billion worth of FDI in the food processing sector. The main body of the answer should be: Number 1. Globally, India holds the number 1 ranking in producing some of the major products like mango, papaya, banana, milk, ginger, guava, etc. Also, India is a mass producer of sugar, cashew nuts, potato, rice, wheat, etc. Number 2. Apart from food products, India also produces a significant amount of coffee and tobacco every year. Number 3. Spices are among one of the most exported food products of India. With the help of FPIs, India is making processed spices that can easily be transported with a shelf life of more than a year. As per the data of IBEF, India Brand Equity Foundation, India exported spices worth $4 billion in the financial year 2021. Conclusion of the answer is, food processing is done to make new products out of existing primary food products and also to increase their shelf life so that it stays fresh for longer.